Trudeau's online censorship law, Bill C-11, passes Parliament.
But dude, the problem is
fucking Canada.
You are thinking your government is going to stay controlled by the people whose ethics you believe in. But you look historically at the world, coups happen.
Oh, yeah.
Secret coups happen. And then all of a sudden, all these rights you gave away, you've given them to the people who you were fighting against.
Bad guys.
Dude, that's the problem. It doesn't. Governments don't last long enough to let them have that much power.
A previous Senate amendment to exempt user-generated content from the bill was rejected by senators on Wednesday evening.
God damn.
So that means user-generated content, like podcasts, are now under the grip of the Canadian government.
State. They got
Congratulations.
That's so scary, man.
It's so dumb because it's an incremental push. Jordan Peterson's talked about this. This is how it works. They push you a little bit, you don't resist. They push you a little bit more, you don't resist. They push you a little bit more, you don't resist. And then you realize how far you've gone from the initial point. And that's what's happening. And that's what just happened in Canada.
Yeah, just a very slow trajectory towards state control.
It's the fucking internet. You can't say that someone has to have 30% Canadian content on the internet. That's bonkers. 30% of Netflix. Do you know how goddamn insane that is?
That's a lot.
Do you know what
Canadian
they're requiring
shows.
them to do? There's so much. You got to. Maybe they have to spend 30% of their budget to promote it in Canada. Fuck out of here,
dude! It's awful. I can't believe it's happening. It's just so fucked up that we allow this shit to happen.
But also, why? Well, why would anybody even want that control? Why? What's wrong with you?
Well,
what's wrong with you that you want to control the dispensing of information?
You're lying. Right? That's pretty much it. If you're fucking lying, you need to control people's ability to challenge whatever lie you're telling.
Right.
And the more egregious the lie, theoretically, the more you have to shut any kind of counter argument down. I mean, it's
my favorite conspiracy is that he's Castro's kid.
He does look like him.
He looks a lot like his dad too, though.
Kid. Yeah.
The problem is his dad looks like Castro.
Dude.
Look, it looks a lot like Castro, though.
I mean, maybe that's just something that starts. What if that's what happens? The more fascist you become, the more your face
Warren
turns.
It ruined her career. You should do it too. Take a DNA test, bro.
I would, if I was Justin Trudeau, I would do that just to shame all the people who said I was Castro. Right?
What if it turns out he's 72% Cuban?
You don't tell anybody.
He's probably taking that test. He's probably taking that test and called his mom. What the fuck? Mom, son, it was a lonely weekend. Castro's a wonderful man.
Kind of cooler though, right? I like the fucking.
Unless you're living under his grip,
dude. Of course, but if you're gonna go fascist, put on a costume, right? I don't like it. You know what I mean? I like Castro's. I'm wearing fucking camouflage. You are not going to mistake me for anything other than an authoritarian leader. Look at what he's dresses exactly the way they
dressed as a military leader.
Exactly, but to me when fascism becomes insidious, when it learns to disguise itself as the opposite of what it is. Oh, dude, that is so spooky. That's where it gets really scary. They're wolf in sheep's clothing.
Did you ever see the video where they're asking Trudeau how his family is using recyclables and what are they doing to stop this?
Did not see that.
He's talking about his family drinking water. They've switched to bottles of water that are made out of paper. Those box bottles of water. You got to see this because this is the real person. Forget all the speeches.
Right.
This is the real person that they've allowed to be in control of their liberty.
Right.
See if you can find that. He's having a conversation about box water being, yeah. Put it back from the beginning. Was it?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of when we have water bottles out of plastic. Away from plastic towards paper.
It's hard to watch, but hard to look away. The Prime Minister.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's their exceptional leader.
I mean,
that's when you catch him answering a question.
like drink box water bottles sort of things.
The Prime
Yeah, drink box water bottles.
Sort of things.
Yeah, that's what he's done. That's the big contribution. I'm sure there's more, right? I'm sure he's done more. I'm sure he switched to solar. I'm sure he eats organic, whatever. But the point is, like, that's the guy. That's the guy that's telling you we have to be able to regulate podcasts.
Right. That's fucked
Because
up.
if we don't regulate podcasts, someone could play this very clip, like you and I are doing, from the great state of Texas,
Yeah, man.
where a person could talk shit about someone who should be talked shit about in that regard.
If you want this to run in Canada, you're going to have to put a Canadian flag up or something.
I don't think that's going to be the issue. I think it's going to be the issue of this 30% thing. Like, what does that mean? Does it mean if it's not broadcasting just in Canada?
30%
so if you're talking
Canadian
about
guests.
Spotify Canada only, that Spotify Canada only has to like stuff itself with 30% Canadian content. I mean, maybe they have enough Canadian content already. A lot of great stuff comes from Canada. I'm sure a lot of great podcasts come from Canada. Maybe they already have. Like, what's the percentage of podcasts right now that come from Canada? See if we can find that. Let's just go to Spotify. Just say, Google, what percentage of podcasts come from Canada on Spotify?
I wonder if it applies to porn. Like, porn sites will have to have
They have to have
30% Canadian
Canadians
porn.
fucking. Yeah, they have to. Rule's a rule, bro.
Rule's a
The
rule.
government is going to force people to make more Canadian porn.
That's the problem with shit like that. Is it gets so absurd when you
Right.
start unpackaging it and realize like all the weird things that like.
Yeah.
And P.S. Who determines what is Canadian content? Like,